Hi, and welcome to the next vlog. It's Sunday today. I'm staying at home today and doing some bits in my garage. So I just thought I'd show you what I'm up to in here and explain why I'm doing it. So at the moment I'm just putting some electrics in. I'm putting a new consumer board in, new plug sockets. I've put flat panel LEDs in. That's the wiring for the smoke alarm. My Escort's in here. So I'm trying to get the garage done so I can get on with putting my Escort back together. Main reason being is I had a fire in here last year in lockdown. It destroyed the roof, took all the electrics out. There was an explosion of a load of brake cleaner and some batteries. That took all the paint off my Escort here. These couple of BMXs, I collect 80s BMXs, and these was attached to the roof of the ceiling of the garage, and they got really bad smoke damage. They was at the other end of the garage. Luckily the flames didn't get them. There's some scratches on them in places, but I'm kind of hoping they come out. So the cabinets was replaced, they got burnt. I had some storage put in there and then all replastered. Sean the builder fitted the skylights for me, or the Velux windows for me. We had the floor done and it was plasterboarded by a guy called Simon and plastered, so he made a really good job of it. It's a nice place to be now actually. It's just I've just got to finish it off. So, and then I've got to get on with my Escort, because my Escort was stripped to be painted, and then when it was done, it was painted at Berkshire Body Shop, the body shop which is next door to my workshop. And Andy did a fantastic job of it. These stripes are painted on, they're not stickers. But then I got a little bit carried away and cut all the wiring loom out because I couldn't make it look nice. And I just thought, you know what, I'm going to start again with it. You can see there's still some fire damage, smoke in here, so I need to get round to cleaning in there. The plan was to race this year, but I just haven't had the time really. The car it's a Mark II Escort RS2000 steel body on a TVR Tuscan chassis with a Honda S2000 engine with throttle bodies and dry sumped. Inboard suspension on it. Should be quite quick. That's a new carbon bonnet. It had a fiberglass bonnet before, but that distorted really bad in the fire, so I just threw it away. Bought a carbon one for it, so we just need to attach that. Before, the arches was all blended into the body, and I wasn't really a big fan of that look, so we had them taken off. The body shop took them off for me, then riv nutted the body and then made it where the arches now screw on. It's all perspex windows and everything. So yeah, so at the moment I'm just wiring the plug sockets into the consumer unit, and the garage door, the aircon, I need that to be refitted. These light panels are amazing compared to the fluorescence that was in here before. The light in here is awesome, so it's a lot better. So just got to keep moving forward with it now. I've let it sit like this for a little while I've been trying to get my pickup ready and the unit and everything, but I thought today's the day I'm going to do a bit. So I've achieved a fair bit with the plug socket, so I'm just going to fit that one last plug socket and then I'm going to call that a night. I've got to ring the guy up to come and do the aircon, and then now we've got the other unit, I'm going to store my BMXs down there. Not just yet, because we've got to get the unit done first, but I'm going to have them on display as well. Give me a bit more walking space. I'll film the Escort being put back together. I've got to find someone that can do the wiring loom for me. I had a couple of guys lined up for that, but didn't hear anything back, so kind of gave up with them. So I'm going to look for somebody that can wire up the. I've got an ECU master, ECU dashboard, PDU unit for it. So I'll find someone to wire that, or I'll have a crack at that myself. let's see what work this week brings. So first off, it's the VXR cylinder head for the engine that I built, which I think I've shown on the vlog yet, I don't remember. Tracy will sort it out either way, but I've cut the seats, the 3-angle seats on that. So the next job to do is give it a reface and then get it through the cleaner. So I'll record it going on the head skimmer. So that's the VXR head all skimmed. It weren't in too bad condition really, only had 2 passes on it. So I've now just put this in the cleaner. So I'm going to leave it in the cleaner for a couple of hours just to wash all the swarf off it and then build it. I've got the valves to do still on it, recondition the valves. But while that's in the cleaner, my next job is an MGB cylinder head to skim. And then also I've got this Ford Focus RS cylinder head, which is a new cylinder head, and it's come in for me to fit Piper camshafts to it, what the customers supplied, which are there. So I've got to work out what buckets I need, buy some buckets for it, and set the tappets for him. So I'll carry on recording. Please also don't forget to subscribe. It costs nothing to subscribe. All it means is you get notification when our latest videos come out, but it also really helps, so hit the subscribe button please. Thank you. So another job or another machine that I thought I would run through quick is the rod heater. The reason I have this is there's a few different styles of piston to con rod fitment. One of them is an interference fit, which this is. So if I just quickly put this down, whoops, there'd be no way of fitting this con rod and piston together just trying to use a press or by hand, because the rod has to be heated for the gudgeon pin to push through to be installed. Now there is various ways of heating the con rod. You can use oxygen acetylene and just warm the small end up. But what I've got is a Sunnen rod heater. So quite simply, it warms the end of the con rod up and then holds the piston nice and square and tight for being able to slide the gudgeon pin through, but also get the correct setting, because the con rod can move slightly in the piston. So trying to do it by hand, you can offset it and just get it where the gudgeon pin would be too far out one way or the other. So this machine, you can set this stop up so when the gudgeon pin slides through, it's got something hard to register against. So you can set that up with the with how much movement you've got with the con rod. So you know that once it's all installed, it's going to be in the right place. This is a RS Turbo, CVH RS Turbo. So these con rods was rusty and also out of balance end to end. So I've already balanced the rod. In fact, that's the lightest one, so that one's been untouched. So if I just show you like this one, I've taken a little bit off the big end and then just blended in the small end slightly as well, but that's been done end to end on my scales, so they're within half a gram of each other. What's nice about Ford rods, normally they have the an F on the rod to show front of the engine, so they're quite easy to know which way round they go. I've checked the size, the big end, and I've checked the size of the small end. So I don't know if that's picking it up. Yeah, this is picking up now that the rod heater, both ends, has started to warm up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these in with the F pointing up. And what's nice about this is you can do 2 at a time, so you can really zip through it. And then the other thing that I just want to make sure of is that the front on the piston is pointing front, which it is. I've already set this stop up here, so that's pretty good there. And then it's a case of just waiting for the rod to warm up to the right temperature. What's important with warming con rods up is to not get the con rod or the small end like cherry red where it's got too hot. I get it where it just starts to change colour, and then that's it. But I also use a tool like this to push the pin through. So what I'll do now is I'll time lapse the rest of it working. So that's it, that's all 4 rods done. Once you've got the gudgeon pin in, what happens is the heat passes through the piston and everything and nips up the gudgeon pin in the piston. So what I do is I wait until it can move again, and then just put some light engine oil and let the heat help the oil work through, and just make sure it all falls off its own weight like that. Remember to switch the machine off. What can happen is if you're not quick enough at sliding the pin in, you can get the pin stuck halfway, which is a nightmare, because then you've got to try and press the pin through and trying to hold it on the pin boss of the piston, so you don't knock the piston out of shape or crack it. It's pretty tricky, to be honest. So it looks like a very easy job to do, but it really isn't. I mean, I'm all for anybody having a go at anything, but it's definitely one of those jobs what you're probably best off paying a machine shop or sending them to someone like me to do for you for how much it costs, and then you just know that normally they're going to be done properly. But yeah, that's that machine. So that's the Sunnen Con Rod heater. The machine model number is a SR20, and it doesn't get used all the time, but it's probably one of the best machines I've got for saving hassles in fitting pistons to rods. But yeah, it does a good job. That rod's quite hot now, actually, where the heat's travelling up it. So I'll leave them for 25 minutes to cool down naturally. Another job that I'm finishing off this week is Alan SR20 DET, a race engine, which is all forged. Every part on it is brand new, what Alan supplied. It's all Tommy bits, so it is all really, really good quality. I've put the head on. I've just put the ARP head studs in. I fitted some of the new cap screws that is supplied, but I've noticed that that's nipped up there, and I don't know if the GoPro will pick it up, but basically it's just bottomed out. So I'm going to whip them out, see how much I've got to take off to get the installed height right on them, so it clamps and actually does something. I'm going to check this one as well, and this one here as well, and then what I'll do is I'll time lapse the cam timing being done and just a few finishing bits to get it ready for his collection, which is hopefully going to be later this week. Another car that's coming actually, which I'll show you, is a car for Valley Gas, which is in Andover. They probably one of the top hot rod builders in the UK, and they've bought a car in for the body shop to do some bits on. I think Andy's got to change the colour of the roof. But it's absolutely stunning. It's It's the actual owner, Jimmy at Valley Gas. It's his own car that he's building for racing, so he's done everything to it. Real credit to him. I don't quite know what Andy's got to do, but I'm sure he'll sort it out. He is awesome at bodywork, so yeah, that's another one that's in. And then down in the workshop, it's all jet washed. Sam's moved his van over here now. We've broke the steps up. I'm just waiting for the gardener to come back now and clear all that rubbish out of the way. So things are happening. Coach is back on the road after it broke down on the way back from Brands Hatch. So Ryan, who does the commercial repairs for us in Andover, he popped over and fitted a new clutch pack and a new airbag, and then Sam fitted a new throttle cable last weekend, so the coach is all ready to go again now. So yeah, it's all good. Right, I'll time lapse this Nissan being done, and I'll carry on videoing. So I'm down to the last sequence on the head bolts, which is 80 foot-pound. It's really important to do a few things when you're tightening a head down. One is to follow the sequence. I mean, I always stick to the same sequence, which is almost like a cross formation like that. And it's really important not to snatch on the torque wrench, not to over torque, and to really just be quite gentle with it, so you can really feel the stud, the nut and the thread all torquing up. You can normally feel if a thread's starting to let go, but if you really yank at it, it's not really the done thing, because you can trick the torque wrenches. So first thing to do is to set what torque you want, then start with whichever one is your first sequence. So mine's the one in the center, and then really gently just pull the bar, and then try not to over torque it. Try and keep it, well, on a snap-on torque wrench it has a yellow, green and red scale, so and then it beeps and vibrates and also tells you the exact torque that you've met. So as you can see, I'm not snatching on the torque wrench, I'm letting the torque wrench do the work, and I'm just pulling on it. All I'm doing with this hand is just steadying the ratchet. And then the actual final torque for this, I've done it at 80 foot-pound, but the final torque is 85. So I always try and do the last little bit separately. The good thing about a snap-on torque wrench is it even counts how many times you've reached that torque. So if you do lose count, as long as you know the sequence, you can normally work out if you've missed one or not. Although I would always back them all back off and start again at that. And there we are, you can see that's the torque that we've reached, and once it stops flashing it will show you in this top corner here how many times we've tightened to that torque. So in the corner there, 10. So that's it now. Now it's just a case of powering down the torque wrench. So press and hold the power button, put the tools away, nip down these two once I've modified them, and two at the front, and then I can put the cam train back in, and then I'll set the cam timing shelf so that I'll show that as well. But I promised to take my wife to Bicester for the afternoon, so I'm gonna wash up and head home and take her out.
James Way. What are you thinking? It's beautiful. So, who drove the car with us on then?
Eton. It's an Eton original, apparently. It is cool, isn't it? Cleaned up, that would be sick. With a light at the bottom of it. You could put magazines on it.
That would be cool actually. So we're looking for stuff for the new workshop and the shop that we're going to open, in case anyone's wondering.
I'm going to put that back down there for you.
I think you should do that. This place is like an Aladdin's cave.
Get this from my mate Mark Cooper, the one and only. Tracy wants the shop clad in old-fashioned wood, so this is old-fashioned wood.
Oh, reclaimed wood.
Yeah, old-fashioned wood.
Yeah.
Dead old.
Yeah, make it look rustic.
Very rustic. What other wood they got?
Old beams.
Sometimes I get wood, babe.
James. This is nice. It's a bit thick though. We just need some sort of rough sawn timber, don't we? For the walls and the ceiling. That stuff, that looks good. On the top there.
Right. So it's Thursday morning. I'm just leaving to go to my mate Seb and Kerry's down in Cornwall to collect my second pickup truck, get that back to do something with it. I'm going to try and call in and see my mate Si to pick up a levelling kit for me coach if I can get hold of him. So I'll film my journey. Better put my seatbelt on. First stop, diesel. I don't think I'm going to get to Cornwall and back on less than a quarter of a tank. Cornwall, sunny Cornwall. This is the industrial estate of Cornwall. It's nice, very nice. She's a bit dusty.
Hey?
She's a bit dusty.
It is a bit.
I like seeing this car again. It's weird, isn't it? Yeah, come on. So I'm now on my way back from Cornwall. See my mate Seb, spent some time with him, so that was really good to catch up. I've been and fetched me pickup and me trailer. We had to go into Launceston to get some tyres put on trailer because they're well old. Had to buy a trailer board and some straps. We weren't very well prepared for it at all. On the way down, I popped in to see my mate Si. He donated levelling kit for the coach as sponsorship. So check out his website, CJL Leisure Vehicles. You won't buy a better camper than what Si and his crew can make. The stuff's mega. But yeah, on the way back now with the spare pickup on the back. So it's quite nice seeing the pickup again. I sold it to Seb years ago. He had it all checked, shot blasted, repowder coated, bought all new bits for it, and then we swapped it for a car. But it was my first race car. I broke my wrist quite bad in it, and it's quite nice having it back really. So yeah, a few hours drive now, and we'll be back home. Don't forget to press the subscribe button, please. Thank you.